everybody. It is the 31st of July, 2017, and this is certainly Grognards. This is Peter Bowman, as always, and I'm joined with my good friend and co-host, Eric Carlson. Joined by... Words.
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing all right.
Most excellent. Oh, boy. So, we don't have a particular topic today, so we're going to be blathering on about stuff. I've got a couple things I do want to talk about. And people in the chat have questions they want us to answer. The live chat want to have questions they want us to answer. Shoot. Say them, please. Yes.
Yes, do that. Otherwise, I'll have to listen to us rant about bullshit.
Which is entertaining, but we like answering your questions. So,
Yes.
So at any rate, normally I'd ask Eric what he's been up to, but I want to start things off with what I've been up to for the past few days.
All right, you can be selfish if you want.
For once, yes. I'm going to be a bad host for once and actually start about what I've been up to recently.
Okie doke.
So outside of video game stuff, I've been trying XCOM again because apparently I hate myself. That is a game that frustrates me to no end. But I've been unsurprisingly, I've been watching a bunch of anime. And I decided to finally buckle down and get around to watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I have watched the first season, which covers the entirety of the manga that I've read. I've read the manga up through parts 1 and 2, which is a good chunk. Which means I stopped reading before they got the whole stand business. Stands are wacky.
There's a pug with a stand, I know that.
Probably, yes. Haven't gotten there yet.
Automatically makes it awesome.
There's an orangutan with a stand.
That is great. Is his name Dr. Zaius?
Doesn't really have a name.
Ooh.
Domesticated, is JoJo worth it? Think about watching it? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about that right now. Although I will say I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm really strongly considering using it as a recommendation for the anime podcast we do. And I'll get to why. So I finished season 1, started watching season 2. Season 1 covers part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and part 2, which I forget the name of what the arcs there are. God, I can't remember the name of the arc. Let me look this up because I got to look this up. Because each part has a separate title. Right, unsurprisingly. Right. So part 1 is Phantom... So the first season of the anime covers part 1, Phantom Blood, and part 2, Battle Tendency. Season 2, which is a redo of the original one-season thing they did, which is Stardust Crusaders. And I think they've done part 4 now, which is Diamond is Unbreakable. I've only read the manga up through Battle Tendency. I finished that.
Well, there's don't they also have the whole Egypt thing that happens before Diamond is Unbreakable?
Yes, that's Stardust Crusaders.
Okay.
So yeah, season 1. I'd forgotten that. I'm not as big a fan. So that actually covers 2 parts of the manga, and it's 26 episodes, which is a total of 12 volumes. Each volume's, I think, I don't know how many chapters are per volume, but which is individual issues in the manga, in the like Shonen Jump or what have you.
Right.
So Phantom Blood is volumes 1 through 5, and Battle Tendencies 5 through 12. It sort of breaks in the middle there. The reason they compressed them, they put both those into one season, is a lot of Battle Tendency. It really helps to have seen, or I've either read or seen Phantom Blood before you get to the Battle Tendency part.
Right.
Despite the fact that the cast changes dramatically between the 2 parts, because every time there's a new part, the cast changes dramatically.
Right.
Including the lead character JoJo. There's a different JoJo There's a different lead JoJo in each part.
As long as they're a Joestar, it doesn't matter. I love the.
Actually, no. Part 4 is Jotaro also. Actually, 5. So he's in 5 too. Jesus. Okay, so Jotaro becomes the main JoJo for a long while. It turns out. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I didn't know this. I've not gotten that far. So it starts off telling the first of the JoJos, Jonathan Joestar, and it details the relationship with his adopted brother Dio Brando, who is not at all a villain.
No, and is in fact not a meme as a villain.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was me, Dio, all along.
Yeah, that's Stardust Crusaders Dio. same Dio, despite it being like literally 100 years later.
I know that he at some point becomes a vampire, and
yes,
this happens.
Episode 3, I believe.
Well, they get down. What is with episode 3 in Game Changers?
Well, okay, here's the thing. It is established in episode 1 that Dio Brando is a fucking psychopath. Literally.
Okay.
Like, textbook definition psychopath. Because he's very good at pretending to be a nice, charming, friendly guy. It's just that it's a complete fucking facade.
Gotcha. And he's got strong, violent tendencies. Doesn't always think about his own self-preservation. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, he's a psychopath. Gotcha.
And, you know, he's adopted by JoJo's father, for reasons that I don't want to get into right now because they're not really that important. And they're raised as brothers. And JoJo, for the most part, you know, JoJo is the nicest person in existence and tries to be, you know, he's raised as a good young British gentleman and is kind and thinks the best of people and etc. Also, he's, you know, like nearly 2 meters tall and a phenomenal athlete and very smart. Dio is not quite as physically imposing, but a little bit faster and probably a little bit smarter. Yeah, so yeah, there's this whole stone mask thing that was what gets Jonathan into archaeology, but it turns out that if you get blood on the mask and put it on, it'll put spikes in your skull and turn you into a vampire.
Sounds like one of the least pleasant ways to become a vampire.
Probably, but it's effective. It is very effective. So basically, yeah, Dio becomes a vampire and kills JoJo's father, trying to kill JoJo.
Right.
Basically, he's trying to stab JoJo so he can use JoJo's blood to activate the mask. But JoJo's father gets in the way. By the way, Dio been plotting to kill off JoJo's father, his adoptive father, and take the estate and the inheritance for himself because, again, he's a psychopath.
Psychopath, right?
This leads to JoJo fighting the now vampiric Dio Brando, setting the house on fire as a means to kill Dio off. It almost works. Almost. Okay. He then runs into a guy by the name of Zeppeli, who has this crazy, amazing power called Hamon, which basically allows you it's basically chi powers. It uses breathing techniques to create this energy in your blood that you can channel into things. And it's really bad for vampires. Because it has similar wavelengths to the sun.
Okay.
So, you know, JoJo and his buddy Robert E.O. Speedwagon, because there are a lot of characters who are named after songs, or bands, or musicals. A lot. Dio, you know, right there.
It's right there in the name. He's Dio.
Yeah, 3 of the villains in part 2 are named Wham.
Right.
Cars. The Cars.
Because you feel safe in your car.
And no, the Cars.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And SCDC. ACDC.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, it is amazing. The names are great. They're wonderful. I will say this. So the part one, which is 5 volumes, which is five volumes of the manga, is covered in the first 9 episodes of season 1. The remaining 17 episodes are part 2. They kind of... I haven't read part 1 in a while, but it really feels... The first 9 episodes feel rushed, and it feels like there are little small chunks missing here and there, and, like, people fall into, like, you know, like, friendship and relationships, like, at the drop of a fucking hat, or villainy. It's like, what's happening? Who are you? What I know nothing about you, and, okay, now you're dead. I guess I'm supposed to feel bad or something. What? And yet, it's still really entertaining and completely fucking absurd. And then part 1 ends, and it is like 45 years later or something like that. Basically, it jumps from like the late 1800s to 1938 or something like that in New York.
Okay.
And we're now focusing on Joseph Joestar, Jonathan Joestar's grandson, and he's the new main character. Jonathan is the first one is a paragon of virtue, upright, upright gentleman, all that sort of thing,
right.
And is honestly kind of boring.
Okay. I can believe it.
Joseph Joestar is a fast-talking, seems like a ne'er-do-well, but is actually, gigantic heart of gold.
Okay.
And
Solo going on is what you're saying.
A little bit, but like the way when he gets into fights, he basically tries to get a read on the people and basically fuck with them, by talking at them while fighting.
Okay.
Like, he has a running gag where he basically says, and now this is when you say, this, and the guy starts saying, he goes, wait, what? Which is usually right before JoJo kicks the guy's ass. Joseph is awesome. I really enjoy Joseph.
Cool.
And the second arc is all about it sort of goes into more detail about what the deal with the masks are and who made them, and the people who made them are referred to as the Pillar Men. I'm not going to spoil the Pillar Men for you, Eric, because you will fucking love them.
Okay.
You will fucking love the Pillar Men. Oh my god.
Take your word on it.
Oh my god.
A bad scientist from the Hollow Earth trying to make realities. And
not saying a goddamn thing. I'm not saying a goddamn thing. Because you will... I will say this. So yeah, the first 9 episodes are kind of... They are simultaneously... I'll also say this. The first episode is, I think, the weakest of the season.
Okay.
But the pace picks up dramatically. But the problem is, there's this weird... The first 9 episodes have this weird sort of, they go by really fast, and the plot's going bang, 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 bang. They don't waste... Like, Jonathan's training might be, like, encompass maybe a total of an episode.
Okay. I'd actually be okay with blitzing through stuff like training montages.
Oh, no, I'm totally down with that. I'm thumbs up, cool about it. But it does lead to moments where it really does kind of seem like he's pulling some stuff out of his ass.
Okay.
It's like, and now I'm going to use this move that I've never used before because...
Of course.
Smash! And yet, the fights are generally clever and smart.
Okay.
I will be completely honest. One of the things I really do like about the show is, especially now that I've gotten to Stardust Crusaders, a lot of the characters they end up getting in fights with people who are more powerful than they are, and they win by outthinking them usually. Like, my powers are more limited,
really appreciate.
But I'm going to use my powers in a creative way to win. The drawback is about half the time. There's a lot of times the show has a little bit of a problem with tell don't show. Like, action happens, okay, it looks bad for a hero, but it turns out it's really good for him, and then the narrator explains what he did.
Right.
Which is okay for sometimes. And with Joseph, it works better because he's doing a lot of tricky stuff, and part of the fun is the reveal of what tricky thing he just did.
Okay. I can dig it.
That said, I will say again, you will love. I think you will really enjoy Part 2, Battle Tendency, because it involves stuff to do with the vampires.
Okay.
Some gribbly body horror monsters.
Ooh, I do love those.
Nazi super scientists.
I adore Nazi super scientists.
They're not
the best thing to punch.
But more importantly, a Nazi soldier who becomes a cyborg.
That is okay. Yeah, I'm sold. All right, I'll have to sit down and watch the show. I've been meaning to get around to watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for a long time, because everything I've heard is just a giant pile of absurd weirdness that somehow fits together well. Yes, and that I will enjoy it.
The animation is only okay.
Yeah, I mean the first 2 parts are fairly early, aren't they? Are like 90s, aren't they?
No. The relaunch of it, I believe. Let me look this up. Let me look up exactly when it was. Yeah, the relaunch of it, Part 1 was, Season 1 was, I believe, 2012.
Oh, okay.
Stardust Crusaders was 2014.
Okay, yeah, because I know there was a bit of a hiatus, and I noticed a considerable change in, whatchamacallit? The,
Stardust Crusaders animation is much better.
Yeah,
and there's a noticeable.
I also part was the 90s.
Well, yes, because the original version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which was basically the Stardust Crusaders arc, it came out in '93.
Okay.
And there's a actual note. I think it seemed to me that there was a noticeable jump in animation quality between parts 1 and 2, also in season 1. And I think part of the animation stuff is actually a stylistic choice. Like for the Jonathan Joestar part 1, it almost seems like they're trying to make it feel somewhat. It almost feels like they're trying to make it dated.
Okay,
which is weird, but it also makes it sort of harken back to the manga in some ways.
I can actually buy that, because I remember watching like that one episode where he fights REO Speedwagon, and I love that that's a sentence I could say and mean it entirely.
Yes.
I'm going, this must be from the 90s, because it looks very 90s.
Oh, it does. I agree completely. I mean, part of it is the art style is based on the manga, which came out 5 million years ago.
Right.
Part 1 of the manga, when did that come out? It started running in Shonen Jump in 1987.
Okay, so it is venerable, shall we say.
Yes, and it's still running. I will say, one of the things I actually kind of like about JoJo's, and the fact that it doesn't bother me that it's still running, is because of the discrete sort of arcs that they do, and the changes in cast and protagonist that they do.
Okay.
I think that actually helps it work, because it's basically like there's this universe that they've set up, and they keep telling different stories in that universe that have thematic links.
That's actually a pretty cool way to do it.
That have thematic links and stuff. And they're like characters that weave in and out across. I would not be shocked if Dio is still alive at this point. I have no idea. I've not read Stardust Crusaders, so I don't know if he dies at the end of Stardust Crusaders.
Dio can't die. He's Dio.
It's hard to kill a vampire, it turns out.
Also, it's Dio. They have a song about how they can't die.
But yeah, I really enjoyed season 1. It was patently absurd. There were things I looked at like, that's actually an issue. That's an issue. That's an issue. But you know what? I don't fucking care. It's fucking JoJo's. So seriously, there were several times I was like, wow, that was really, really dumb. And awesome.
Well, that is important, that it be awesome as well as dumb.
But yeah, season 1,
like... If it's going to be dumb, it has to be awesome.
So the whole thing with the stands doesn't show up till season 3. The entire first part of season 1 is fighting with Hamon techniques. Okay. Joseph, by the way, Joseph, you will find this hilarious also. Joseph's Hamon teacher is named Lisa. Lisa.
Oh, that's great.
I believe she was the keyboardist in Prince's band, if I remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
And her maid is named Susie Q.
Of course, her name is Susie Q.
It's.
Did the Banshee show up too?
That'd be Susie Sue.
Well, yes.
Susie Q.
You have Susie Q, and you automatically have to have her actually be Susie Sue and a member of the Banshees.
She is not. No, not even a little bit.
Oh, that would be so hilarious, though.
She's somewhat ditzy blonde.
Yeah, it's definitely not Susie Sue.
No.
Unless it's all an act.
No.
It has to be all an act.
It is not. It is not even a little bit an act.
How could she be Susie Sue then?
She's not. She's Susie Q. She's named after a CCR song.
I know.
Because it's fucking JoJo's.
Because it's JoJo's.
Like I was talking with Eric and Gav, and the other series I was thinking about doing for my next recommendation when it gets around to me is Kato: The Right Answer, which I watched recently, which was also very good and is a more traditional mecha show, mecha GM show, a show that I would like.
Not mecha as in giant robots.
There is not a single giant robot in that show.
Boo. I like giant robots.
And
of course,
that
doesn't have giant robots either.
Right. That was going to be on my recommendation. Oh, I decided it was going to be my recommendation. Then I watched JoJo's, and I'm like, but we could watch JoJo's. And it is absurd and awesome. God damn it, I can't decide.
Well, we have to finish Blood Blockade Battlefront and whatever Gab comes up with.
Yep. I know what Gab's been threatening.
Yeah, I know he's been threatening the ass wrestling one.
Yes, Keijo.
Keijo.
Oh, lordy. Anyways, that's what I've been up to.
Cool.
But yeah, also, I have Roundabout by Yes stuck in my head right now, so...
Which makes sense, you've been watching JoJo's Beyond Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah. It's the ending theme for the entire first season.
I see.
I don't skip
I know Stardust Crusaders had Walk Like an Egyptian for the opening.
Not the opening, the end credits.
Oh, the end credits? Okay. Yeah,
Gab's...
you underestimate my ability to embrace the absurd.
No, but not you. He was talking about me.
Okay.
Gab mentions he just wanted to hear me talk about the vacuum butt cannon with a straight face. Well, you won't be able to see my face, so it doesn't matter. Ha.
Vacuum butt cannon. So what I've been doing since last we spoke, which was Saturday, since last we spoke with the chat involved, which was a week ago. So let me see here. Interesting things I've done. So back to you, Peter. That's not entirely true. So I went to Hobby Bunker to play some pickup games of 40K.
Nice.
And it turned out this is the first week of the big Games Workshop worldwide campaign that is a thinly disguised marketing ploy for Space Marines and Chaos players.
Shocked! I'm shocked! It's the Summer of Chaos again!
I know!
Is it the Summer of Chaos?
It's always... Pretty much everyone I spoke to was like, yeah, this is a thinly disguised marketing campaign. But why not?
Actually, it's always the Summer of Chaos, let's be honest here.
Yeah. So I played a game of that, and first time playing against AdMech, the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Okay.
who are super cool. Like, they've got great models. Like, servitors with giant friggin' archaeotech cannons for arms mounted on tank treads instead of legs, because fuck you, that's awesome. And mechanical ostrich striders with, like, taser lances. And spider tanks with neutron lasers. And I got the shit shot out of me. Basically what happened was he got first turn, and I just wasn't able to recover my momentum. Because my army's designed to get first turn, because the way the thing's set up is you do drops. You alternate deploying, and whoever finishes deploying first gets the first turn. Unless your opponent manages to roll a 6, in which case they seize the initiative. Which I think makes sense, because I actually like that, because it adds an element of chance and prevents people from completely relying on getting the first turn. But yeah, basically he seized the initiative, and I just wasn't able to get off my back foot. Which is really bad when you're playing a highly mobile speed freak army that depends on shock value.
Aha!
So... my Warboss and a Warbike, despite being one of my favorite models, still continues to be useless. My Big Mech turned out to be the friggin' player of the game, because he managed to, like, he's got a custom force field which provides an invulnerable save versus shooting, which basically meant that neutron lasers are bouncing off of orc force fields. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun to play against a new army. I totally got my gas kicked, but it was fun.
Cool.
And it was completely mentally draining. Like, I was cooked all last night. Which is funny, given how simple the rules are, but it's less remembering 1,000 fiddly rules and remembering how to make them work to your advantage as opposed to your opponent's. Because model placement and how should I order my charges, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which, basically what I'm saying is 8th edition is the best 40k since 3rd.
Cool.
I mean, it's no War Machine, but it scratches the itch, and I get to have Mad Max orcs.
That's always a plus. Lord.
Jeff mentions we're getting both Grey Knights and Chaos for new codexes this weekend. Damn, they're really cranking those out.
Yeah, that's a fast release schedule.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe they will get to the Xenos before the new edition rolls around.
That's funny.
I know. I'd say hopeful wishing, but it's not, because honestly, my orc's in a really good spot right now, and I don't want Matt Ward to fuck it up.
That's funny because it's true.
It's not Space Marine, so it's going to suck, is what it boils down to. That's unfair. GW has been trying really hard the past couple of years to get out from under that thought process.
Well, fingers crossed for
Who
that,
knows
I guess.
if they'll succeed, but they're trying.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I've been playing Mechwarrior Online again because we finished Girls and Panzer, and that made me think about giant robots. And the best way to scratch my giant robot fix is Mechwarrior. So,
yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in it again, also.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having fun. The Ultra Autocannons 2 through 20 are now available for the Inner Sphere, which makes me very happy.
Yay.
Autocannon 20, Ultra Autocannon 20 is very satisfying to fire because it's a 3-round burst and it just knocks shit over.
That sounds good.
And the Rotary Autocannon 5 is just so much DACA. So much DACA. I'm not sure if it's good, but it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I've dabbled around a little bit, and I'll probably keep doing so. It is still a very, very flawed game.
Oh yeah, no question about that.
But you know,
mechs are still the best mechs, despite being filthy space fascist, bat-grown jerks.
Yes.
And not being exactly the right kind of ugly for me to not enjoy them.
There are a couple of climaxes that look pretty good, but for the most part, I agree with you.
There's always the Mad Cat. The Thor has the right amount of asymmetric dumpiness to make me like it.
Yep.
But I'm not a big fan of any of their assault mechs except for the Kodiak because, well, the Kodiak's got a bare face and claws, and that's just awesome. I'm not even kidding. Like the head is built to look like a big robot bear.
I'm aware.
It's got giant claws for no reason other than to have giant claws.
To make it look more bear-like, honestly.
Yes.
That's literally why they're on there.
I know.
Yeah, the clan assault mechs are generally kind of plug ugly, and not in like an interesting way.
Yeah, not like, say, the Atlas, which is this beautiful storm of tremendously ugly, like, right angles and spheres and just really ugly in a beautiful way. I love the Atlas.
Yeah, it is good. Is good.
And the King Crab manages to actually look cool. Of course, the Mechwarrior Online guy who designs all their mechs manages to make some of the dumbest, derpiest looking mechs and make them look cool.
Yeah, I don't fault the art design ever.
Yeah, like they had the art design is some of the best I've seen for mechs.
Yep, they did a really nice job with a lot of it.
They made the Stalker not look retarded.
That takes effort.
Yeah, that's a lot. The Stalker looks like a friggin' like butt plug running at you.
The original one, yes.
The original one. The new one actually looks kind of interesting.
Yes, and you can also like the other problem is the original art for the Stalker. You look at it, and you go, okay, how does that actually walk?
Yes. Well, the smart thing and actually just reverse the knee joints on it.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, yeah, I really, really, really want to like Mechwarrior Online more than I do.
And I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that there's no single-player campaign hurts it.
A lot.
Or no PvE at all, really.
Like, seriously, like...
It's an arena shooter with giant robots.
It is. It's what it is. And, you know, that's not a bad thing.
Not at all. But the game's got its issues. I really like that it's got a longer time to kill ratio. But you don't get to respawn to get back into the fight.
Nope. You are one and done.
Yep. Which lends to some... Which could lend to some interesting stuff if it didn't always lend to everyone being giant fucking cowards. I don't want to die. I'm not going to go up there.
Yeah, well, you know... Yeah, I really want to like Mechwarrior Online more than I do.
Yeah,
long and short of it.
I enjoy it more than you do by
sure,
an order of magnitude, and that I will occasionally play it frequently. But
yeah, I mean, whereas I dabble with it every now and then.
Right.
But like, you know, I would honestly, if it wasn't that it takes like effort to get it set up and all that stuff, I'd probably rather just play Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries.
Right.
Despite of it being dated as fuck at this point.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, if Mechwarrior Online would add a campaign that was effectively Mechwarrior 5, then awesome.
Supposedly PGI is working on a standalone, single-player campaign thing, Mechwarrior.
Which I've heard that actually. Now that you mention it, and yeah, I'm totally down with that. I think that would be awesome.
Yep, doesn't help Mechwarrior Online, but yeah. Like seriously, like publishing like single player campaigns, for sale in Mechwarrior Online that you can use your own mechs in, the mechs that you own in the game, would be kind of awesome, and you could like
that would be fucking brilliant.
And you could co-op them, like if you could co-op them too.
Oh, that's a great idea. Doing like putting together a lance of your own droogs and going through the campaign. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be a blast. It's not happening, but you know.
Well, who knows? They've announced they're doing a PvE. Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not optimistic. But yeah, they've revamped a lot Mechwarrior Online since I last played. Like,
there's
lot.
Been significant amounts of balance changes. They've added a bunch of the newer tech.
Yeah.
They completely and for the clans. The clans have heavy lasers now.
They also completely revamped the skill system, so...
Yes. Yeah, that took me a little off guard.
Yeah, that I was, yeah. I was like, I heard there was a new skill system. What is it? Oh, lordy, what the fuck?
I mean, I kind of like the new skill system better than what they had before.
Oh, well, yes.
But for what little I've managed to play with it.
I would say it is probably better. It's just not as...
Not as intuitive?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, if you're playing up from the ground up, it's something of a C-bill sync.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of that. And when you're already trying to get, like, a new mech...
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad a C-bill sync as it could be.
No, they're actually pretty good about C-bill syncs, honestly.
Given the prices of the mechs, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, in the mechs all basically cost what they like in C-bills, what the fluff says they should. So
right.
They're still really fucking expensive in the shop, though, if you want to buy them directly for cash.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I have a whole fuck ton of mechs because I've been playing for 1,000 years. So.
Yeah. Let's see what...
they do occasionally just give you mechs for existing.
Yeah. That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I've gotten 2 of them.
Yeah, I've gotten my fair share.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, that's that was the other big gaming thing I've been doing. Although I rewatched SAO Abridged recently also.
I finally watched that myself. Sword Art Online Abridged. Wow.
Yes, it's a much better show than the show.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you can make that argument for Dragon Ball Z Abridged and probably for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but in very different ways.
Yes. Well, SAO Abridged actually repairs a lot of the problems that the SAO has.
Right.
I love the fact that both Asuna and Kirito are complete and utter psychopath assholes and totally deserve each other, and yet somehow being together make each other better.
Yep. It's really weird, and it makes for interesting character arcs.
Yes. I totally adore the bit at the end where she's like, "Looks like it's your turn to cry. Cry your little bitch tears."
Oh, God.
And the motivation for the villain is sensical.
There's a lot of
sense, actually.
There is a motivation for the villain.
Yes.
Because there wasn't one in the show.
No, I don't even remember anymore. What? Are you fucking serious? No, could you imagine if that had been true?
They do. I love the fact they did that in the abridged. Oh my God. Yeah, literally the at the end of the first the first arc of Sword Art Online, they talk to the villain, ask him why he did what he did, and he doesn't remember.
Sword Art Online is a very flawed show.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's a flawed show that becomes terrible eventually.
Yes. It's a flawed show that has a lot of potential early on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, okay, I can see where you guys are going here. You're not going there. You're going in the wrong direction. Why are you going? All right, well maybe the second season will be better. Nope.
Oh God, the second arc. Oh,
Yeah,
the second arc.
yeah.
Oh, the issues, the subscriptions.
Yeah. Hey, let's take the most interesting character from the original arc and turn her into a literal, like, prize. Literally a prize.
Yeah.
Also, the side of incest.
Hooray.
We should do a show on Sword Art Online.
No. I don't want to rewatch. I mean, I will say this: if you or Gav decide to pick it, I will suffer through it because I know you two will be suffering through it with me.
Right. Well, the problem is it's also become cool to hate on it.
I know.
So. And
I mean, there's a lot that's hateable about it. I understand that, but like, I don't want to.
I also think it's. I haven't bothered to rewatch it because why would I? But I don't think it's as bad as it gets all the hate for. I mean, it's not good by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't remember it being as bad as everyone seems to say it is now. Maybe I should rewatch it just to confirm.
So when I watched it, most of the complaints I've heard about Sword Art Online, involve the problem of Kirito being, Kirito A, not having a character arc or much of a character. Let's be honest.
Right.
B, the way they've constructed him as a character and how he operates in the show basically diffuses almost any of the tension the show might have had.
Yes.
Also, giant fucking gaping plot holes.
Yes. The game itself is complete crap. Like the game that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't make any sense.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Like
there's just a lot about SAO that's just not good.
Yeah.
There's stuff in it that's good though. I mean,
yeah, like Asuna is actually an interesting character. Probably because they don't spend enough time on her to fuck her up.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it's nah. It just has a lot of problems. I don't think I agree with you. I don't think it's quite as bad as some people make it out to be. I would.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a favorite whipping boy of the internet right now.
Oh God, and I understand. Again, I understand why. There are good reasons for it to be one. That said, it is not the worst show ever.
No, that's still Glass Fleet.
Yes. Actually, I'm not sure Glass Fleet is, but it's the worst I've actually. I think it might be the worst show I've sat through, and I've watched some terrible ecchi harem manga anime. And I did that intentionally to watch terrible stuff.
Right. I did try to watch Sister. What is it? Sister of the.
Oh fuck! That show's terrible, Eric.
Yeah, I tried watching it because you mentioned like there's some funny fight scenes involving like a lolly just punching the fuck out of demons. I can get behind that. I like watching like little girl murder demons. I can get down with that.
That's literally the only good part of the show, Eric.
Wow, this is terrible. This is just.
I told you.
Terribly well animated.
No. It's bad. No. It's really bad. It's not the worst of the bunch I watched.
2 episodes, like, you know what? Fuck it. Done.
You made the right decision. I watched it. I got through watching that show on train wreck value entirely. Which means
there's something to watching that for train wreck value.
Yeah.
It is pretty train wrecky.
It's
like
I will say this: I have watched worse ecchi harem manga, not ecchi harem anime, not mangas. I've watched worse. Well, not all the way through. I have bailed hardcore on a few. Or it's like, nope, I'm done. This is really fucking stupid. Like, not in a fun, entertaining way. Like, it's like, I normally don't watch stuff that I dislike and I think is bad. We've talked about this in the show before.
Yeah.
There are a few things where I can kind of do it, usually because it is so stupid it becomes actually laughable.
Sure. Yes.
And it is very rare that happens. It almost never happens for me. It's for something that is really dumb and bad that I end up finding it funny. That is, I generally don't. There's a reason I don't enjoy. Like I don't generally talk about stuff that way, and I'm never like. It's one of the reasons that like I think we basically don't try to recommend try to do bad anime for the show for the anime podcast we do with Gav.
Right.
Is because 99% of the sort of anime discussion stuff is talking about why X, Y, and Z sucks, or else are like top 10 lists.
Right.
Whereas like also we're watching these shows together as a group, and I'm kind of loath to recommend bad shows to my friends. Part of it is like I don't want to watch. It's like most of the bad shows I watch. I don't want to rewatch that. Like,
right.
There's a reason I'm not done Glass Fleet. Like, it's arguable we could probably riff Glass Fleet pretty well and it'd be kind of amusing. But that would involve me rewatching Glass Fleet.
That would involve us having to rewatch it.
You've not watched the whole thing, Eric. You don't know how bad it gets.
Oh, dude, I've seen enough.
No, you don't understand, Eric.
It's so just wow. Just no.
I will say flatly, it is the worst. It is my least favorite anime I've watched in quite some time. I'm aware that there's worse.
It's not bad because it's offensive. It's bad because it's so blisteringly mediocre in every way.
No, it's not even mediocre, Eric. It's just bad.
It's just bad. Like poorly animated, like badly voice acted.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's got a dub. It doesn't matter.
Fuck if I know. I don't care. Literally, there's like the world concept is not the worst thing ever. It's actually kind of interesting.
Sure, you've got the whole like Aether Knot, like French Renaissance era French thing going on with.
I mean, it's basically set during the French
pirates.
Revolution. It's basically set during the French Revolution, except it's in space.
Yeah.
Also, they use
much more like that Aether Knot weirdness going on with.
And like they've got like their computers run on punch cards.
Yeah. It's a pastel-colored 40K, if I remember correctly.
Kinda. And the main character of the show is actually kind of interesting and is not a bad character. The sad thing is she looks like a great character in comparison to everyone else in that show.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say, like, I'm not sure if that's true.
No, I would actually I would argue that she is a decent to good character. She's not executed particularly well, but she is not actually executed terribly.
Okay.
But she looks like a great character compared to everybody else. In that she's actually a character.
Yeah, because I remember not hating her for the 3 or 4 episodes I watched.
Mm-hmm.
But that was very much a case of who she was standing next to.
I will say this, since I've watched the whole thing, I got to see her. She actually has a character arc, is the thing.
Yeah.
So, and I got to see more of her character, and it's like, oh, okay. You are an actual character. You are executed in a semi-competent manner. Why is nobody else in the show executed in a manner anywhere near this?
Calling two-dimensional would be an insult to
sheets of paper.
Axis.
Yeah, like literally, they're not. a blank sheet of white paper is a more interesting character than most of the characters in that show.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. For the love
Blank
of God,
sheet of white paper has more depth, certainly.
yes, it technically has depth. It is not actually a two-dimensional plane. That said, again, I agree with you. Calling them two-dimensional is an insult to God. What's that book called? Fuck. There's a book which is the characters are basically two-dimensional beings, literally two-dimensional. They exist on a two-dimensional plane.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the name of the book. It's more of a novella, really, or a short story. I forget the name of it. I could look it up, but you know. But yeah, Don't watch Last Fleet.
Last Fleet wasn't good. I only watched 4 episodes, or 3 episodes. Maybe it was 2. Maybe it was just 1. I don't remember. It felt like a dozen.
They go off model so often.
That's not even just go off model. Like
I know, but I'm just like it's one of their many.
I can forgive going off model on occasion, particularly if it's done for artistic reasons.
It's not for artistic reasons. It's not on occasion.
Yeah, but it's like a low frame rate. There's not just off model, but often anatomically impossible, but just the right way to make you cringe and not make you laugh.
Right. And all this, it would be almost forgivable if the show came out, say, in the early '90s.
Sure.
It came out in 2007,
which is just offensive.
It's really bad. Yeah, I think almost every time we start talking about anime, we eventually get to the point where we basically say, don't watch Last Fleet, it sucks.
Yeah, we've pretty much gotten to that point.
Because don't watch Last Fleet, it sucks.
It does.
Let's see what else. But yeah,
I got caught up on Recreators.
Oh, cool.
I think the show has actually become meta. and in the best way possible. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing. I kind of hope that's what they're doing.
Nice. I was actually thinking about watching a newer show when I started watching JoJo recently.
Right.
But I decided to watch that. The other show I actually have to sit down and watch all of. I've seen the first episode and meant to go back to it. And I just got distracted by shiny objects. Was Mob Psycho 100?
That's
or is it
really
Mob 100?
high on my list, but it keeps on getting bumped down to number 2 by something else. It's like, oh yeah, I should rewatch. You should actually watch Mob Psycho 100. But hey, look, there's this thing over here. I'll get to it eventually.
I watched the first episode and thought it was very good. And
yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Mob Psycho.
And then, as I said, literally shiny objects.
Right.
Almost literally, I think. Ooh, rip piece of candy. I think I'd have to check the dates, but it's possible I started watching Mob Psycho around the time I got into Gravity Falls. I think. I'd have to double check the dates on that.
Still the best Disney villain.
Bill Cipher's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we watch a bunch of anime because we're nerds. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're nerds. If there's anything remotely nerdy or geeky, we've at least tried it.
For the most part. And we generally like cartoons and television, both of us. I mean, there's a lot of really bad television, but 90% of everything is crap.
90% of anything is crap.
Thank you, theater surgeon.
Yeah. Of course, that's when you find that 10% of fucking gold.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. I'm sort of spacing on it for some reason. I don't know. What else has been going on? Oh, yeah, last week I actually managed, or the week before last, technically speaking, I believe, Or was it last week? I forget. I'm forgetting now. Very recently, I finally actually completed the main story of Pokemon Black.
Okay.
So I have now sort of quote end quote quote beaten end quote a Pokemon game since Pokemon Blue. I've had people make the argument
better than me.
Yeah, well, I've had people make the argument that technically speaking, I haven't beat the region's champion yet, so I haven't completed it. To which I say, fuck off. I'll eventually probably get back to it and finish it off, but I just no. I was so done with the game at that point. And not for any particularly bad reasons. I was just burnt out. I basically burned out on the game. I'm like, no.
Right.
I was running out of patience with JRPG-ishness.
Yeah, I've just in general run out of patience with JRPG-ness. Like, I don't remember what it was a while back, but I remember trying to pick one up and going, and I'm done. And yeah, just general JRPG-ness is just really... I used to love them. I really did. But yeah, I just am completely burned out on it.
Yep.
And have been for years and years now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing through some other JRPG on stream on Tuesdays going forward. Basically, I threw up a poll to what viewers would be most interested in on Twitter, and that was what won. So now just got to figure out what JRPG I'm going to do on stream. I don't know. Oh, God. Anything else been going on of interest to talk about? Gaming or entertainment-wise?
The new Thor Ragnarok trailer makes me really desperately want to see that movie. Like, holy crap, that just looks like a ridiculous amount of fun.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen the trailer. It looked pretty good. Yeah. I'm sort of blanking on what I was going to... There's something I was going to say, and I'm forgetting what it is now. Fuck. Why can't I remember what I was going to say?
Aliens. They've stolen your thoughts.
That's not entirely impossible, I suspect, but, you know... I can't actually rule it out at the moment. Anywho, wow, what else has been going on? It's been one of those it's been a sort of a semi-slow couple of weeks, gaming-wise, for both of us, I suspect.
Yeah, not a lot's been going on. My Tuesday's game is on hiatus at the moment. Mainly just because peeps are life of the universe and everything, so it should be starting up like mid-August. Cool. Starting up again mid-August.
Same.
We're going to be going back to Shadowrun.
Back to Shadowrun, cool.
Yep, keeping with Shadowrun. Wouldn't mind starting something else, but I think I've actually started to enjoy the my character a lot more than I used to.
That's a plus. That's a real plus.
You know, I was thinking about it the other day. I think he's actually lawful good.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm accidentally playing a lawful good Shadowrunner.
That's a terrible idea, Eric. You know that, right?
I know.
Okay.
It does make him interesting, though.
Oh, sure.
I mean, as lawful good as you can be as a Shadowrunner, and that he's got a code that he follows, a very real strict one that I haven't really defined. It's just, what would he do? He would definitely do this, and not that, despite the fact it's clearly the smarter option.
But it would be wrong.
He generally helps. He generally tries to help people out.
Right.
His first answer is usually murder, though.
Kill the bad things.
Kill the bad things.
Makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, I think he might be a paladin.
So your second paladin you've ever played.
Yeah.
In Shadowrun, though.
Entirely by accident.
Let's see. Anything else of note? Tachi says, "Are we sure this is Eric?" Eric plays good guys from time to time.
Sure. Borkos is, by his own definition, a good guy.
Okay. Sure.
By his own culture, he's a goddamn paragon.
I would agree with that, actually, yes.
But
I mean,
what little we know of Trandoshan culture.
Right. But you know, Eric, I mean, you played Dr. Arcane.
Dr. Arcane was a giant fucking sweetheart. I dare anyone to say anything disparaging about his character.
Yeah. And, oh god, Zarkov from the Slayers game.
Yep, Zarkov I was actively trying to play a paladin type character with Zarkov.
Yep. Well, he's using
which was ironic because he was a half troll and was named Zarkov, which was about the most 90-ish anime villain name I could think of.
Yeah. So yeah,
I play good guys sometimes. Occasionally,
you know, when I get the chance to play, I generally play mostly good guys.
Yeah,
mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Smythe was a good guy.
Kinda. Sort of. He was a bounty hunter.
Resnick.
What?
Compared to Resnick, he was a goddamn friggin' saint.
Well, yes.
To Resnick, Darth Vader was a goddamn fucking saint. Compared to Resnick, Dio Brando was a goddamn fucking saint.
No. Resnick doesn't have enough ambition to be as evil as Dio.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Resnick didn't have ambition.
That's true. Resnick definitely did not have ambition.
His one saving grace, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, that in fact he was very good at. He's very good at the art of violence.
Yes.
Very, very good at the art of violence.
Very good at violence.
I'll use my violence on them. Oh, I forgot. One other thing I did pick up.
What's that?
And I think it's technically still going on. This will be probably useless for people listening to the recording of this, but let me double check this. How long this is lasting still? Not very long, if I remember correctly. Nope, it's over. Never mind. Nope, I'm wrong. So, yes, for the next 1 day and 18 hours until basically August 2nd, the Humble Bundle has the Doctor Who RPG system up in its bundle. So you can get the base rules for $1. You know, pay whatever you want, you get the base rules. $8 you get a bunch of supplements. $15 you get a whole bunch more supplements.
Nice.
I went for the lower end here.
Gee, I wonder why.
None of the books that were in the other bundles I was particularly jazzed by, conceptually.
Right.
They're mostly source books for like the different eras of each of the Doctors, and I'm like, that's cute. Like, the $15 bundle has 2 books I was sort of interested in, but I wasn't sure I wanted to pay $15 for the game because I wasn't sure enough about the game to decide that.
Right.
But the 2 in that were the Time Traveler's Companion and the Unit source book.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, none of the books in here are the GM's guide.
Oh, boo.
I'm not surprised.
So if you read that, I'm playing Barry the Helpful Dalek.
Sure you are, Eric.
It'll be awesome.
Uh-huh.
Exfoliate! Harry, can you help me in the bath? You must exfoliate!
It reminds me of the time during one of the RPG streams I was doing. We got onto a riff of Dalek IT.
Yes.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Barry, I'm so scared. What do? I'm gonna panic. Listen to the soothing sound of my voice!
Tachi, would you care for some tea? I like that, Tachi. I like that. I can't do a good Dalek voice, sadly. I just haven't practiced doing it enough.
I love the idea of Barry the helpful Dalek.
Yeah, the only problem with this is I think it would get old very quickly.
You're probably right. If not for me, then for everyone else around me.
I was thinking for everybody else around you, mostly. You know, I think you would eventually have to find Barry the helpful Dalek would have to find the volume controls at some point.
Yes.
So he doesn't shout all the time.
But then they're not Daleks.
Oh my god. Yes, Nachi, that's this is not war, this is pest control. Is one of the best Dalek lines.
Yes.
There is one way in which the Cybermen are superior to the Daleks.
How is that?
You are better at dying.
Daleks have no concept of elegance. This is obvious. The Cybermen and the Daleks shit-talking each other was great.
Yeah, and the Daleks win that one hardcore, though.
They really do.
But yes.
Destroy 4 billion Cybermen with 4 Daleks. We will destroy 4 billion Cybermen with 1 Dalek. And then they almost do.
Yeah. It still astonishes me they managed to make a trash can, an upside-down trash can with a plunger for a face, being, you know, on top of a tricycle shouting at you, actually kind of intimidating.
Yes.
Plunger for an arm, sorry, technically speaking.
Right. And they got that eye stalk. It's a bit plungery.
But one of the Dalek's arms is literally a plunger.
Yes.
We both love the Daleks, let's be honest
The
here.
Daleks are great.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, not much.
I
think, we've discussed all the fun things that we've been doing, which is not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Tachi, it's proof that writing and acting can turn almost anything to a legitimate threat if you actually work on it. It's pretty true.
Yeah. This is very true.
And yes, I will say flatly, old Who Daleks are actually scarier than new Who Daleks.
Yes.
They were better written.
Yeah.
I like a lot of New Who, but I'm a big fanboy of the original.
The whole stupid shit with them, like, not being real Daleks, and they were real Daleks, and then they're all dead, but not really. No, this time for realsies. Nope, we lied. It's just
also, you know, they forgot the Doctor's erased himself from history, except he hasn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I love me some Doctor Who. I love me some New Who, but they.
To be fair, the Daleks being wiped out and then coming back is sort of a Doctor Who sort of, you know, trope at this point.
Yes, this is true.
It was before.
It was just, and they were wiped out forever this time because Rose used time magic on them. Except not really, because they were between dimensions.
Yeah.
Although the one that really sort of killed the Daleks for me was Daleks Take Manhattan.
Oh, fuck that.
Human Dalek.
Fuck that. Fuck that. That never happened.
I am a human Dalek.
Yeah. Tachi did ask a question earlier, which I asked him to bring back up, which was he's been talking about the Final Fantasy job system. And he said, have you ever run a game where you basically retrofitted all the classes into a job system? Do you know how the job system works in Final Fantasy?
Not in the slightest.
Okay. I only vaguely know it, but basically you can basically you have what are called jobs, which are basically classes, but you can swap them at time to time. But as you have your character level and you have your job level. And once you hit certain points in the job level, you unlock certain abilities for that job that you can use no matter what your current job is.
Okay.
So, which is a neat idea. I've never played a game where you could do that in a tabletop, though. You kind of almost. It's sort of almost kind of how 3rd edition D&D works.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, it's pretty much multi-classing in general.
Well, it depends on the edition.
Yeah.
It is very much not how multi-classing in 2nd edition worked.
That's true. Because 2nd edition was crap.
Yeah. Again, I will say, for its time period when it came out, it was a fine game.
Sure.
It was better than any of its contemporaries, for the most part. And it's still a playable game, it's just not what I want to play. It is playable. It has issues, but it's playable. This beats the socks off some games.
Yeah, okay. It's better than the 1st edition of any FASA game.
Not hard. Not hard.
Seeing as that's our measurement there, it has to be playable. Yeah, 1st edition of any FASA game.
Yeah, I'd say it's better than Palladium.
That's damning with the faintest of praise.
Yes. No, that's not the faintest of praise. The faintest of praise is saying it's better than Fatal.
But how will I know how big my poops are if I don't have an anal circumference?
God, Fatal is the worst thing ever. God, that game is just... At any rate, yeah. But yeah, like, the idea of the job system in Final Fantasy is an interesting one. I don't know how well it would adapt to a tabletop, but I think it would end up being a lot of work, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of my impression from as it was described. Like,
it works fine in a computer RPG. It really does.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like BattleTech. BattleTech's a great strategic tactical game when you've got a computer tracking all that shit in the back end, so you're not scribbling all over a piece of paper trying to remember exactly how many shots you've got left in your autocannon and whether or not they're and you don't spend 6 years figuring out where all your LRM ammo hits. I got problems with Backborder or BattleTech.
I know. I still love it.
I love it as a way to do a certain kind of giant robot RPG.
I know.
I think it's a great.
I like BattleTech for its in and of itself personally, but you know that.
I know that.
I play Starfleet Battles, Eric.
You play Starfleet Battles. You're a crazy man.
I have played Advanced Squad Leader. Note I said I have played. I did not say I play. Technically, I don't play Starfleet Battles anymore either. But you know, I don't have the time. Oh, that's entirely true. I technically have the time. I don't have the. I like Starfleet battles. It's just I'm not sure. I'm at the point now where it's more work than I want to put into it. Basically,
Right.
I don't get enough. I don't get enough return on my effort for it. Basically, because the effort. I mean, and it's actually honestly the fact that there's so much stuff you have to juggle in your head about the way the game works and the tactics and how you got to position yourself and when you got to change speeds and what range you want to fire weapons at and what groupings to maximize your damage effectiveness. And it's like, oh my god, it's a lot of work.
It's headache inducing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But lordy, it can be really fucking satisfying when everything clicks together.
Sure. I could totally buy that. But there's just too much fucking bookkeeping involved for me.
I know, and I totally grok that. Believe me, I do.
Like I don't want to be worrying about like my goddamn power levels and whether my face. I say whether my facing's right or not, but I've played plenty of games I've really enjoyed where facing was a really important thing. It's just too much all together is the problem. Like I want to be playing the game, not accounting.
Doesn't faze me, but you know me.
Right. Well, you have a degree in economics.
What? No, I don't. Totally, no, that's not at all. Nope. It's not like I'm actively good at math. I'm not as good at math as I used to be because I don't use it all the fucking time anymore.
Right.
But yeah. Anyways, that said, I still understand probability because, you know.
Right.
Better than some game designers do. I think that's going to do it for this week, though.
I think so, yeah.
So, thank you, everybody, for listening. Listening to us blather on about stuff. We'll be back probably next week. I think there's non-zero odds that next week will be 3-minute anime, but it's also possible to be Grognards. It depends on how much we get, whether we get through the rest of the show we're watching this weekend or not. I'd say they're like roughly 50-50 odds if we do. That said, if we do, anyway, yeah. So right. Wrapping up, right. So, yes, if you... I'm a little zonked tonight, guys, if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, you and me both, man.
At any rate, so thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you've got questions for us, we love viewer questions. Love them. Please send them to us.
They are awesome. We love them.
We really haven't gotten many in a long time, so we'd love to get more of them. And when we get them, we try to answer them in the show. I try to save time at the end of each show for answering questions, unless we really, really, really run long on something. But for the most part, you know. We love viewer questions. You can email them to us. Our email address is surlygrognards@yahoo.com. surlygrognards@yahoo.com. Or you can post them in the comment section on YouTube. And because I keep an eye on that for viewer questions and shit like that. Also, if you have feedback for us, ways we can make the show better, we love that shit. Please, dear God, send us constructive criticism. It's great stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, if you've got show topic suggestions, things you'd like to hear us talk, like spend an episode talking about, God, please send us more show topic suggestions.
We really love those.
Help. In all seriousness, though, yeah, like there are a couple of show topics we've got on the back burner that require us to do like actual like
research
for,
and
or like our putative spend an episode talking about Dune. I'd love to do that. I have to reread Dune.
Yeah, I have to reread Dune. I'm already like neck deep in 2 other books,
and I'm a fast reader. But Dune is 700 pages.
It's going to take me a lot longer to read Dune than it is Peter.
That'll take me about a week, I'd guess.
Longer than that. I might be about a month. Then we'd have to find time to sit around and watch the
Then we'd have to watch the movie. We'd have to at least watch
David Lynch one.
At a minimum.
Yeah, because the David Lynch one is fucking just...
It's
what
David
a
Lynch.
beautiful train wreck.
It's what David Lynch, you say? Yeah. So that's something that will happen at some point, but basically Eric and I have to reread the book because I haven't read it in at least a decade. Probably
it's been at least that long for me.
Probably significantly longer. It might have been 20 years. I don't remember.
I know I've read it several times, but I don't remember the last time I read it, which means at least 10 years, probably more.
It's been at least 10, probably close to 15 for me, I would guess.
Yeah.
At any rate, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We record the show on Monday nights we start recording roughly 7 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/mechagm. I tweet out when the show's going to be going live, and when I'm about to fire up the stream at all. Keep an eye on if you want to keep an eye on that, just keep an eye on my Twitter handle. Words hard. My Twitter handle. My Twitter handle is @mechagm. Eric does not have Twitter, so don't look for him
Twitter
there.
is not real. Neither is the internet. Excuse me.
Right, anyways. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.
Bye.